Welcome to Thoughts Off the Stem. I'm Justin Barone, and today we're smoking a new bong. This one, I don't know what this is. I think it's a chandelier perk, beaker bong, obviously. And then the other day I picked up the Skull Bowl with Crown. It just looked awesome, so I picked it up. Well, I've got quite the episode for you today. I'm telling you what. Because last week, I was trying to get an episode done, but I wasn't able to get the episode done. But it kind of lucked out. Because, aside from wearing a Broncos shirt, and having a tough season with them, I had a really good week. I had a work conference. Now, with a work conference in the cannabis industry, it's like one of the few places where you could go and actually get balls high, and it's okay. Excuse me for all the coughing. Oh, that was a really big hit. I wanted to fill it up and make it massive, because we're again smoking Citrus Kush. Or not Citrus Kush, Citrus Skunk, because I like it. It's a really good sativa, and it's pretty fucking awesome, and it hits you right in the eyes. And for what I'm going to talk about today, I need to be hitting the eyes, baby. Yeah, that's right. We don't have any Dude for Real facts this week, because basically, I'm going to tell you some fun stone stories. And you know what stories I'm going to talk about? I went to Kind. If you don't know what Kind is a magazine for the cannabis industry in Canada. Or community, not really just the industry. It's all about the community and the way of life, I guess you could say. They're all about positivity. They're all about good vibes. And essentially this whole conference was them putting on a platform for all of the producers in Canada, or as many as could go, I guess, to show off some of their product. And then bud tenders, like myself, got to go and sample some of the products, because in Canada, weed is legal, right? So you were able to grab 30 grams at a time. So I wanted to tell you my experience at Kind, because I had an awesome time, dude. I didn't have to drive. I got a ride down. I got to get as high as I wanted to. It was a fucking blast. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to talk about Kind. Smoke some Citrus Skunk in the bong, which was an incredibly large hit. As you could tell, I couldn't finish it. And it's hitting me good right now. And then in the pre-roll, I figured what I would do is I would try out one of the pre-rolls that I got at Kind there, at the festival there. It's by Simply Bare Organic, and it's called Funky Banana. I know this is like tougher with this new setup to read these, but if you zoom in on your little thing, you can see it. It is, I think, a 1 gram, maybe a 0.7. Well, it looks like a good roll. Smells yummy. Smells kind of fruity, but also earthy at the same time. It's delicious. I think it's going to be delicious. I shouldn't say it's delicious because I haven't fucking had it yet. But yeah, so I'm going to try out that pre-roll. I got a bunch of stuff there, man. You can essentially go to every vendor, because like I said, everybody shows up. And basically what they do is they set up booths. You can go there, you get some swag, like some toques, like the one that I'm wearing. If you're watching this, you can see it. This one's from Weed Me. They make some pretty good stuff if people like their wedding cake. Their pre-rolls are pretty solid. What else? Yeah, and then you get all kinds of other things. I got a little stash bag from Pure Sun Farms. So I put all my all the weed I've recently bought and acquired in that bag. It's been pretty fun. Fuck, where was I going? That Citrus Kush is fucking hitting me. This is how I feel right now. No, that's not it. I feel like that. But like a more subdued, subtle that. The high is definitely sinking in. I got an ashtray. I think I just said that. I got a big ass ashtray this time, so I don't have to keep ashing in a grinder. So yeah, so I don't have any Dude for Real facts. I don't have any weed facts. I mean, I do have weed facts, but the weed facts are going to be about Kind and what they are, and what they're doing, what they're yeah, I guess what they do. Fuck, I'm getting high. Thank you for joining me, Justin Barone, on your Friday. I hope you're having a good time. Starting your weekend off right, baby. I'm not going to waste any time on this. Let's just start smoking this right away because I'm already pretty blazed from those 2 bong hits. So let's just fucking add to the high, my man. I got a little cup of coffee over here just in case I need a little pick-me-up. But I figured this week I would tell you my kind story. So, for work, our managers at the what do you call it? At the oh my god! If you want a weed that will shut your brain off, but also make you have a good time and really want to talk about stuff but not be able to, citrus skunk. That's it, man. I'm telling you. So your manager, if you're a bud tender, your manager could get you tickets to this kind winter fair. Basically, it was downtown Toronto. I think it was in like the Much Music parking lot, if I'm not mistaken. It was outside, but it was a fucking blast. So you go in and, each of the different growers or producers, I guess, companies, has their little booth set up, and they've got some free samples that they give out. They've got a bunch of baked goods. Most of the baked goods were non-infused. They were just like to try the flavors and stuff like that. But like, let's be honest, it's perfect for the munchies, right? And then, yeah, I think there were, I can't remember if there were 30 or not, but there were quite a few different companies there. I was pretty selective because I just wanted to go talk to a few to see like what they did and hear about how they make stuff and like how into stuff they are. You know what I mean? And how dedicated they are to their craft. But it's funny because even in like stoner culture, you still get people that tell you like silly bullshit instead of the real thing. And I know you have to hide your bit of like you have to hide how, not hide, but like your formula is your formula, right? So I understand that you don't want to give it out. But I've always had I've had the same question since I smoked this one pre-roll. Peanut Butter Mac by Black Market. So I was stoked to go see them because I wanted to know how they got their weed to do this. So their weed, when you smoke it, I think it's about like, the joint probably burns for like 15 minutes because it's a 1 gram, and I shared it with a couple buddies of mine. And I remember I started smoking it, I got about halfway through it, and then I got a little high. Where normally, like at that point, you're pretty good. You're pretty well where you're gonna be at after smoking that joint. So I smoked that. I smoked a little bit. We're passing around the circle. I'm like, a little high. 15 minutes later, boom, another level of high. And then all of a sudden, like by about 45 minutes into having smoked this joint, it was like 3 levels of high, like a time release high. It was like you took, I don't know, some kind of like medication where it was just a slow release so that it lasted longer, but the high was incredible. Like it was delicious. So it was a good talkative high too, because you just wanted to, fuck, I'm high. You just wanted to like talk to your buddies, hang out, have a few laughs, and try to, I don't know, focus on a conversation, but you couldn't. Kind of like this right now. But it was 3 stages of that. So you start off a little, you notice a little buzz, and then you get like double the buzz. So now you're kind of laid back, but you're still good. And then by the 3rd wave of this high, you're just like, oh, I'm solid, dude. I'm not moving for a while. And it's a good buzz. And then when it wears off, it's even. You just even right back out. You're not exhausted. You don't like pass out. Nothing like that, right? So I wanted to talk to these Black Market guys about how they made their weed do that. Because that's incredible to me. It was an amazing feeling where you're just 1 level of high, 5 minutes in, 15 minutes in, your next level high. 30 minutes in, you're like, whoa, I didn't know there was more to it. Problem was, because you're allowed to bring weed and obviously smoke weed and do stuff because it was outside, I thought I would be a hero. And I decided to finish off these gummies that I found that they're able to put 200 milligrams as a gummy in a bag. If you don't know, edibles are capped off at 10 milligrams per package. It's not that I can't think of this. It's just that I'm high. And I'm really enjoying it. And I haven't got much sleep lately. But yeah, so they're normally capped off at 10 milligrams. But there's a way to get around that, apparently, in how you make the gummy. Because the classification is a different classification at that point because of the ingredients. So this one company, Vortex, has figured out a way to make actually potent edibles. There's 200 milligrams in the package. There's 20 gummies. Each gummy is 10 milligrams. The first time I ate it, I ate 70 milligrams and it was all right. I took 60 milligrams the first time I ate it. I took the last 140 milligrams as we were getting off the highway into downtown Toronto. So we had like maybe 20, 25 minutes before we were parked and then in line, right? So this is my kind story. So we get into the parking garage. I've eaten my handful of Vortex gummies. It's been about 15 minutes at this point. We park. And then we go to pay, find out that we can't use bills. So you had to use change. None of us had enough change, so I just put it on my card. But then after we paid, as you leave the parking garage, there's like an up ramp, right? As soon as I took 2 steps on that inverted surface, dude, my legs felt like slinkies. It was just boing, boing, boing up the thing, and I'm like, oh, the edibles are hitting. And then I hadn't had anything to eat. So it was like, okay, if you're into drag racing, you know how they have the tree and you watch the lights go bing, 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 boom, right? It felt like that in my tummy. It felt like after the first few got me high, after the first little bit of high, all of a sudden I could feel each little tiny cube, poom, 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 popping and exploding into a high. And each one would be like one step closer to high. Dude, it's the first time I have found an edible in the store that you can actually get high with, like where you don't necessarily want to smoke anything or do anything else. You just want to enjoy that high. Because I took that at like, I think they told me 3:30 was when I ate those gummies, okay? And then by 3:50 we were in line. We're not even in yet. We're in line at the entrance. I don't know why I'm swearing, but we're in line, and everybody's smoking in line, or not everybody, but a lot of people. And we're sitting there talking, and just as I'm talking, I realize I'm just kind of like bouncing back and forth. There's no music or anything. There's just people talking, but I'm like vibing out on my own. I had this bag with me, so I was resting my arms on the bag, just chilling out. I was with 2 other people. They're talking. I'm not paying any attention. I'm just bouncing back and forth. And yeah, it was a great vibe. But we got there at 3:50. At that point, I was in the full boom, I'm high, okay? We're supposed to be able to get into this place at 4. I got 10 minutes. So I'm hoping that the initial like bang of the high levels off so that I'm not a weirdo when I walk in, right? And can talk to the guy, because because I hadn't eaten, I felt like it was just going to be an escalation of stoned. And then all of a sudden I can't do anything. Like I just want to sit down. It would be a waste, right? So I stayed away from smoking anything else. The guys in line, they were, buddy goes, you want to smoke a joint? I'm like, yeah, here. And I pull out orange tings and I give it to him. And he goes, I go, it's my last one. So he lights it. He gets halfway through it and he looks at me. He's like, hey man, do you want one? Or want some? It's yours. I go, nope. That's for you, brother. I was so stoned. I was afraid that if I had anything else, I would have just gone over the edge, because I didn't know what I was walking into, right? Like, how often do you get to go to a fucking work function blazed out of your head and everybody's like, cool, man. I'm telling you, it's a different experience, but it's also like a I fit in here experience. It was the coolest shit ever. Everybody was so awesome. People took time to talk to you. If you had any questions, most of the time you could get them answered. The only issue with it was the music was so loud and there were so many people in such a small space that it was hard to, at a certain point, like actually have a conversation that meant anything. Because you're also there for work too, right? You're supposed to go and make relationships, for the shop and you get to see what the new products are and things like that. So, yeah, but it was a good time and nobody gave you shit for anything. I went outside at one point and I wanted to have a smoke, not a joint, but like just a smoke. So I'm standing outside, and I look over at this one security guy. I go, hey man, can I smoke anywhere out here, or like, is there a spot, right? And buddy goes, no, the spot's over that way. And I go, okay. So then they had these tall heaters outside. So I snuck myself under one of those because it's fucking freezing. And this other security guard comes over, and I think he thought that I was just going to light up right there anyway. And he goes, hey, what are you doing? I go, I'm about to answer, and the guy that was with me goes, he's like, we're good. I'm like, no, dude. That's the start of how things go bad. You know what I'm saying? So I look at him and I go, oh, I just was asking if we could smoke here, but he said no. And the guy goes, oh, okay. And then he stood like 10 feet off and was just staring at me, but we were waiting for another person to come over. It was really weird. That was the only time that I was like, dude, I'm not gonna not listen to you. I'm high as balls right now and it's okay. Every time I walked by him after that, I was always like, dude, it's good. I think he got annoyed by me. But it was fun. You got to see everybody, bring out their stuff that you haven't heard of yet, you know what I mean? And let you pick what you wanted to try, to a certain extent. Or new things that were dropping or coming out in the store, and, man, it was cool. But the coolest part of it was a couple of these guys, a couple of these growers, producers, whatever you want to call them, companies, Jesus, I think are doing it they're doing it right. They're slowly perfecting, a few strains at a time, whereas a bunch of the guys that are just trying to catch the market are trying to blanket it, right? But here's a good example, okay? Nugs is they make hash. Well, they do everything. They do flour, they do hash, all this stuff. But they've got a designated, it looks like they have a designated set of strains that they use, and then that's it for now, and then probably move on eventually. But they're perfecting those for it. That's why I like Green Seal, because Green Seal, all they do, the only ones I know that they do are citrus skunk and gorilla berries. And the two of those are perfect as far as I'm concerned. I mean, everybody's got their opinion, right? I'm saying they're worth the try. If you like indicas or sativas, those two I would recommend. But it was cool to see how they do everything, and a lot of these places were pretty open to talking to you about how they, not necessarily do their setup, but how they get things to work certain ways, and it was pretty cool. I'd never been in anything like that. And the first guy that I talked to, oh, dude, some of them had, their booth wasn't just, a booth. They would build these, semi-elaborate little, shops with no roofs. You know what I mean? In their spot. And you'd go in, and there'd be stuff going on, like a game or this or that or whatever. And then the next one beside them, they'd be giving their weed to you, or, another one with a set of, tester edibles, shit like that. Dude, it was fucking cool. And you can be high as balls. And people will remember you. Because you have stupid-ass high conversations. How many times have you got high, met somebody, and been like, dude, I remember that dude. Even just in passing. Yeah. It was a fun time. It was the first... It's exactly what I thought the industry would work into. You know what I mean? Just the whole vibe of everything. Even though it's sort of trying to get commercialized a bit, that vibe of helping each other out is there. Like, one guy, they didn't have change either, so I fucking bought their parking just to be like, whatever, dude, just go in. You know, it was like $10. It doesn't matter. Go. But then you catch up with them later, smoke a joint, meet other people. It's pretty cool. A mini, like, 5-hour festival. What else did we do? Oh, yeah, so I ate the edibles. I was high on these things from, like, 4 in the afternoon till 6 or 6:30. I didn't touch anything else. Like, I had nothing except for a bottle of water. The water leveled it out good. Okay, here's 2 good ones. 2 good parts of the story. Okay, so the first place I wanted to go to was the one, that peanut butter, the peanut butter mac that I was telling you has that time release high, right? That one is made by Black Market. So I went to Black Market's booth first. Dude, I was so stoned off these fucking edibles. They had an igloo. It was a fucking igloo. It wasn't a booth or a box. It was a white dome, okay? And then to the left, they had this fucking, like iceberg-looking desk set up. And I was like, come on, man, you gotta be kidding me. I'm so stoned right now. This is trippy. Like, I can't look up. I can't look to, like, I can only look forward or down. Because if I look any other way, the shape of the dome threw my vision and balance off. So I'm like, it was trippy as shit. And then I talked to that guy about the peanut butter mac thing, and I didn't even get a straight answer from that, or I might have, because I was so high and so concentrated on the fact that this thing was a fucking dome. And I felt like at one point, if I looked up and then looked down, I was just starting to float. Dude, those edibles are good. And those edibles were these ones, these Vortex edibles. They're, 200 milligrams. They're little jelly cubes. Dude, they taste horrible. Horrible. They leave a little burn. But they'll get you fucked up. That's for sure. And they're really good. Especially on an empty stomach. I don't know what they'd be like if you had a full stomach. They'd probably, I don't know. It was a really intense high. And I only ate that until 6 or 6:30. And then, 6:30, I had nugs, I think early lemonberry, here, I have it. What am I doing? I can tell you exactly what it was. Hold on, let me find it. It's worth mentioning because if you want to try something awesome, I highly recommend trying this something awesome. Because I was not sure until I started noticing that a lot of older dudes were buying the nugs hash. And I was like, older dudes know what they're fucking doing with hash, right? I say that because I'm also getting to the point where I'm one of those older dudes. But it's fresh, frozen. Oh my God. Hold on, let me take a drink of water. Stoned. Okay. The nugs stuff is fresh, frozen, hash, resin. It's awesome. It's delicious. Like, it tastes really good, really sweet. It doesn't hit you in the back of the throat like some of the shatters and stuff do. It's got, because it's a hash, I guess. It's got more of like, I don't know. If you could put it in like musical terms, it'd be like flavor with bass. You know what I'm saying? That's what it would be. And it's a good time. Like, I don't know. I would, okay. So basically, I ate those edibles, and then I smoked that hash rosin from 6:30 to like 7. And all I kept doing was walking around, looking at all the cool shit that people had going on. Oh, and then I saw Loud Plug, and one of the other supervisors that were with me, she was talking to him already, and she goes, yeah, he likes the blunts. So the dude hands me this pink package with this diamond infused pre-roll. I smoked that the other day. I forget what it was called. I have a picture of it. I'll find it. I'll write it in the description. But it was delicious. And then I got, I only got like 6 pre-rolls though, because I don't know, I'm kind of picky when it comes to what I want to try and smoke and see what it tastes like. Because I feel like if I tell you guys like, this is good, it's got to be good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I have an obligation to make sure that whatever comes out of my mouth in terms of weed and the high that it will give you is accurate. That's my goal, to also do that. So, cheers. I hope you're enjoying the sesh. I'm really high, dude. I hope you're high. Thank you for coming back this week to watch me, Justin Barone, your friendly neighborhood pothead. Woo! No, wait, I have a wooey. No, laugh. Yeah, I don't know, one of those. This banana stuff is pretty good. Funky banana. It doesn't taste very banana-y. At least not to me. I don't know. It's earthy though. Yeah, it's pretty earthy. It's got that good like flavor. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm high. I'm super high. All right, so let me tell you a little something about Kind, I guess. So with Kind, this is sort of the, where was it here? I just pulled it up. I've had a busy week, and normally I write these all down and like, put the point forms and stuff, but I didn't have a chance this week. So what am I looking for here? Kind is Kind magazine. It's a cannabis magazine, and basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to break the stigma surrounded by, that cannabis is surrounded by, and promote, what do they call it? Like a more, kind society, I guess you could say. So, let's see here. What was I trying to? Oh, fuck. Oh, here we go. So this is the weed fact for this week. That's right, baby. Today's weed fact is, what is Kind? Just so you know, because if you want marijuana information, especially about the legal market, see, like this. They put out these magazines. Yeah. There are some really good articles. There's a lot of good articles on there, but you can also go, check them out on the internet and stuff. Anyway, so they put on this whole festival thing, and they bring all these people together, have big DJ, all this stuff, you're smoking, whatever. It's a good time. So Kind is Canada's largest cannabis magazine. Wait, I forgot to do something. Hold on. Rewind. It's weed facts, baby. Time for some weed facts. Okay, so Kind. Kind is Canada's largest cannabis magazine, covering weed, arts, food, health, travel, and more. It prints 4 editions per year, amounting to 130,000 copies distributed nationwide through more than 550 legal cannabis retailers. Find Kind on Instagram at kind.mag. That's it. And online at kindmagazine.ca. Yeah, so they're cool as shit. They're really trying to promote, a positive environment for cannabis and a positive correlation to cannabis and what it's all about, not just what the stigma for so many years has been. And they're also trying to promote like a nice positive community and make sure that I should call cannabis gets the recognition it deserves for the things that it does. Like, sure, you can get high with it, but it can also help you do other shit. I use all kinds of weed, especially now that I've worked in the shop. I get so much stuff. I have something for everything. I have a cream that'll help your muscle pain. I have 3 creams that'll do that. I have friggin', I don't know, whatever you could think of. Like, if there's next to soap, I don't have soap yet, but I'm sure at some point that'll come out too, based on what goes on at these things. But yeah, it is a very cool environment. If I had to say any sort of like, if I had to give any sort of criticism about it, I think it would be that the only problem was maybe it was like the setup of the tents and the way that they were inside, but like the sound was too loud with like the music and shit, right? So it was hard to have a conversation after, excuse me, after about like, I want to say 5:30 when most people were in. It was really hard to have a conversation about anything because there were too many people talking to too many people, and then each booth was like playing its own music, and then they also had a main DJ that was playing music, so you're like, okay. You had to make like, you had to be, it was, you had to be like a Marine giving like hand signals and looks, and everybody's got to move in a pack and move around, yeah. And then it got pretty stuffy, but it was good. It was a fun time. I watched one of our bud tenders take 3 turns at the Stundenglas, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's a gravity bong, but you can do concentrates in it. So they were doing concentrates in it. And he went back, he did it 3 times. And I think in total, we counted 12 flips. Yeah, it was impressive. He was walking around with a smile on his face for a while. But then again, I was perma-smiled from the gummies all night long. Everybody that talked to me, it was just, yeah, okay. Oh man, I'm sure they thought I was crazy. Yeah, picked up some swag, got a mug. I only got like 6 joints though. Everybody criticized me for that because they're all like, oh, I got everything. But I feel like, if you're going to go, like, get the really good stuff. You got to give that stuff a try, because I've started moving into it. After I got the Nugs pre-roll, which was, I think, early Lemonberry, I bought the half ounce of, what's it called? The half ounce smalls, just because I like that so much. So, I mean, like, and it's not that big a jump in price from, the cheaper stuff. And the problem is, the cheaper stuff is hit and miss. Sometimes. Not always. You gotta know who you're looking for, That's why I say take advice from your bud tender from time to time. If they're smoking and they're really into it, they'll be able to tell you. But yeah, that was a fucking good time, man. Everybody got stoned, except for our driver. She got mad at everybody on the way home. And at that point, I was smoking the Nugs hash resin. So every time she'd scream at a driver, I'd make fun of her. And then finally the car got quiet. And nobody's yelling at anybody. Like, she's not yelling at a car. I'm not making fun of her, yelling at her. Like, where there's no back and forth. It's just silence. And then this car cuts in front of her a little bit, and I just fucking belted it out. She goes, what the? Dude, it was fun. I had a great time. And I found out that those 2 things together, if you're going to pair things, fuck yeah. Pair the Vortex gummies. What are they called? I don't even know if they have a name. They shouldn't. They should just be called Vortex gummies. They're called Vortex Full Spectrum THC Jelly Cubes, 20 pack. See, they don't even put flavor on it. Smart move. But I would buy those any day, even with the nasty taste. Actually, that's not true. Or it's not fair to say they taste nasty, but like, if you have one little cube, because they're tiny, if you have one, then it doesn't taste so good. If you put like 5 of them together, they taste better. But you have to eat like a minimum of, 50 milligrams then. Because they're not very flavorful. But it made me think, you know what, I should try their hash at some point. I should definitely, I think it's a good idea. Because that's probably the next most popular one that I see. Is like, is especially the dudes that come in that know their hash, like they know what they want, you know what I'm saying? Those guys only really go for two. They go for Vortex, or they go for the nugs normally. Those are like primarily their first two choices on average, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was good. It was good to see a lot of the guys that come into the shop too, because it's all the area reps and stuff, and actually see them like in that kind of party vibe. It was good. It was really cool though. The coolest part was the fact that it was like a work thing, and you were, expected to try all the shit. That's the most bestest thing in the world to me. I'd never been a part of that. When I worked a normal job, I never thought of getting high at the Christmas party. All I would do is, have a beer. That's it, right? But fuck, yeah, man. This place was like, here, have this. What do you think of that? Sometimes they'd light a joint and be like, you like the smell of that? Oh, here you go. Like, okay. People were sitting in chairs at fire pits doing dabs, dude. Just dab after dab after dab. Yep. Telling you. It's fucking awesome. The only thing I wish was that it was inside. But I don't think if it was inside, like, it would have been better as a winter festival inside, and the summer festival be outside. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Canada. Like, come on, man. It's snowy and shit. But yeah, got some good stuff. I took 6 grams of some pretty gnarly stuff so far. And, but that was it. Out of the 30 I could have had. So that tells you, I'm picky. I like what I like, too. That's the other thing. I don't knock you for taking anything else. I'm just saying, that's not my style. I do what I do. I've learned over my years of smoking that I don't want to settle for or just get something to get something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get weed just to get weed. I want to get weed that's good weed. Like, I want a good cigar. I get a good cigar. That's what I'm saying. You're not just... That's all. So yeah, I was kind of picky, but everybody was giving away pretty much 1 gram, so why not? I didn't take any edibles because most of them in the package max out to 10 milligrams, and it's pointless. But I found out after that I should have taken some because that was not the case. There was some testers that were like, in development things that like they were like, here you go, try those. And I was like, I missed out big time, especially since I was on edibles at the fucking thing. And then I didn't think to get the edibles, even though I was just balls high off of edibles, thinking edibles are dumb. That's what I was thinking. I'm walking around, why would I get those edibles? And nobody said to me like, hey, you're on edibles. Like, stupid. How high are you right now? You can't stop. You have a perma-smile. You can't stop smiling. What are you talking about? Get the edibles. Should have done that. Nope. My dumb ass got a fucking lemon square that wasn't infused. It was frozen because it was outside. So I put it in my pocket and then walked around all night. So for 2 hours, this lemon square was in a little, what do you call it, like a parchment paper bag in my pocket of my nice coat. And it turned to soup. I realized after my high started to wear off from Vortex, from the edibles, I realized that I had it in my pocket, pull it out, soupy. Didn't get in my pocket anywhere, but it was just lemon soup. So I put it back in my pocket because I couldn't find fucking garbage. And then I got all the way home because after I saw it did that, that's when I started smoking the concentrates. So then we walked around some more, talked to some people, had a good time, right? And then on our way home, I realized as we're pulling in, I have the fucking soup in my jacket pocket. So I put it out on the table, I let it harden up, I tried it again. Wasn't bad. That's Stone Justin right there. Eat the thing in the pocket that has been frozen, reheated, and frozen again. Yep, that's me when I'm high and hungry. keep in mind, I hadn't fucking eaten all day. I needed to eat something. And I was about to make a sandwich, so, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So that was my last Thursday. I hope your last Thursday was good. I had a great time. Kind of like right now. I'm having a great time. But yeah, that was my experience with Kind. It was really cool. You could just walk around, you know, talk. You could trade weed. People were trading stuff back and forth. It was fun. Like I said, you got some cool swag. The only thing I couldn't do was pull off trying to get hoodies or anything like that. Nobody gave up hoodies. So now I'm thinking of buying some. It'd be nice if some showed up at the shop. No. I was thinking of buying a Nugs hoodie. Those things are sweet, man. For real. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm just saying. I like it. They have a little Nugs symbol, and then it says smalls on, or slaps. Sorry, it's not, slaps on the back. Oh, with the hand. I like it. I just saw that the other day. I want to get that. All right. Well, that's my story from Kind. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. And I hope you come back next week with me, Justin Barone, on Thoughts Off the Stem. Because those are oh my God. Those are my thoughts for this week. Jesus Christ. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good week. Until next time, keep your lids low, babe. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I do that, back up. See, I'm fucking high, man. It's a good day. Don't forget to go to tots420.com and check us out on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube, the WeedTube. I got a TikTok account that videos keep getting fucking, taken down on because I don't know. The other people can show weed, but just not me, I guess. Anyway, so check out new episodes on tots420.com. Yeah. Look for us where you find look for me where you find a podcast. Wherever that is. I'm having a great time, but I'm high. And I don't know what else to talk about right now. I'm going to go enjoy my high. I hope you enjoy the rest of your high. And until next week, keep your lids low, baby.